as a classic work of Huang Jianxin's, a fifth-generation Chinese director. Back-to-back, face-to-face has been relatively under-researched by academics. This video essay will analyze the spaces in this film and how these spaces contribute to director Huang Jianxin's political concerns about how individuals in urban China become products and captives of a particular political culture. Back-to-back, face-to-face is the second volume of Huang's Urban Life trilogy, which depicts the power struggle surrounding the director position of a cultural hall in Shaanxi province during the 1990s. During the fifth generation of Chinese filmmaking, root-seeking culture, driven by a national cultural discourse, dominated as a way to express the country's cultural anxiety. In contrast, Huang Jianxin, through his distinctive urbanism, pioneered a new wave of urban cinema in the post-Mao era. Back-to-back, face-to-face continues the critique seen in Huang's first trilogy, including the Black Canon incident, where he offers a post-socialist critique of the Chinese communist system, highlighting the absurdity of bureaucratic structures. Wang's tensions with Ma Yan and the higher-ranking officials like Lang and Chu symbolize broader cultural struggles within and outside the system, especially in the cultural industry and political structures during the 1990s, when China was undergoing rapid social and economic transitions. Based on Chen's emphasis on class dynamics in urban cinema, where the cultural context and visual choices of different cities significantly impact films, Huang Jianxin sets back-to-back, face-to-face in Shaanxi province, a region known for its traditional cultural values and conservative political structures. Shaanxi carries deep political symbolism as a revolutionary base for the Chinese Communist Party. Its vast rural landscape and the urban-rural divide highlight the tensions that arise from the bureaucratic conflicts the government faces during its transition from planned economy to a market-oriented economy. In this context, spaces in the film serve as metaphors. The film's extensive use of interior locations, such as offices, cultural halls, and family buildings, reflects the dark, cramped, and limiting character of urban environments in 1990s Chinese cinema. The conflict between urban space and personal space, as well as public space and private space, is vividly illustrated in the film's portrayal of deteriorating and rundown cityscapes. This spatial tension is best illustrated through two examples. The cultural hall is a prominent space in the film. It is introduced in a panoramic view from a low angle, followed by medium shots of the hall's interior decor, and ends with a panning shot that gradually frames the building from a high angle in the closing scene. The film lyrically interweaves medium shots of the hall's walls and interlocking roofs at critical turning points in the drama. Huang chose to locate the cultural hall in an old palace-like compound, symbolizing the continuity of Chinese totalitarian politics from ancient times to the present. The majesty of the palace juxtaposed with the minutiae of daily life inside the cultural hall creates a sense of tension, reflecting Huang's idea of enclosure. Minor figures like Wang Shangli are confined within the building, their worldviews shaped by the cultural and political boundaries in which they operate. While the cultural hall functions as an explicit public space, the family building represents a more subtle public sphere. The building is inhabited by people connected to the cultural hall, making it a space where interpersonal relationships and networks of interdependence are cultivated. This dynamic is evident when Wang receives a request from Lang to help his daughter get a job at the cultural hall. In response, Wang's wife stages a phone conversation, pretending to reject a gift to flatter Lang.
以冰冰的才华，迷恋帮手是肯定没问题的。
送什么礼嘛你？我们老王啊，不是那贪小便宜的人，要凭真本事吃饭嘛啊！把东西都拿回去，拿回去，好好好，有空再来玩啊！再见，老李，再见。
This portrayal of everyday life, with its focus on seemingly insignificant details, aligns with post-socialist attention to the mundane and reflects Wang's preoccupation with the behaviors and social strategies of urbanites. The intersection of these two spaces, the cultural hall and the family building, highlights Wang's dual existence as both a political insider and outsider. The distinction between these two identities and the way behaviors shift based on these spatial contexts can be traced back to the roots of agricultural societies based on kinship ties. This, in turn, fulfills Wang's objective of placing the individual within the complex web of public politics in the urban.
打人不好。
As Zhang explains about the directors and aesthetics through his distinctive depiction of urban communities and the public politics they symbolize, Huang traces and evaluates China's post-socialist development, realizing a critical and reflective picture of contemporary Chinese culture and history.